Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chemstrology, the podcast series by OnlyTRAININGS, where we explore the latest developments shaping the chemical industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, over the years we have worked closely with experts, innovators, and industry leaders across the globe. And this podcast is our way of bringing their knowledge directly to you in more personal and engaging format. In this episode, we will be exploring an emerging domain that sits at the intersection of biology and material science, which is biohybrids in chemical manufacturing. And today, we have with us Sarah, who truly needs no introduction in the world of polymers. She is a seasoned expert with years of hands on experience, strategic insights, and an infectious passion for materials that move our world. And we will be talking about trends, challenges, innovations, and yes, even the future of biohybrids in chemical manufacturing. So, grab your coffee and your lab coat and let's get into it. So, Sarah, great to have you on this podcast. Let's begin with a quick introduction of yours for our new listeners.
Well, hello everyone. Glad to be back in the Chemstrology hot seat. As you know, I'm Sarah and I live and breathe polymers. But lately I've been completely captivated by the world of biohybrids. It's like stitching together the best of biology and chemistry, and the possibilities are mind-blowing. So I can't wait to dive in with you all.
Wonderful. Let's start our interesting discussion with the basic but very important question, which is what constitutes a biohybrid in the context of modern chemical manufacturing?
That's a fantastic question, and one that gets at the heart of this exciting field. Imagine taking the strengths of biological systems. Think of nature's incredible efficiency and specificity, and merging them with the power and predictability of synthetic materials. That's the essence of a biohybrid in chemical manufacturing. Think of it this way. We're talking about hybrid materials that combine living cells or biological components with synthetic polymers or inorganic materials. This blend allows us to create materials with unique properties that neither component could achieve on its own. It's kind of like a super team of nature and ecology.
Interesting. So, how do they differ from traditional bio-based or the synthetic polymers?
That's a great follow-up, but you see, while bio-based polymers are made from renewable biological sources like plants, they're still fundamentally single ingredient materials. Think of it like a delicious cake made from just apples. Good, but maybe a bit one-dimensional. Synthetic polymers, on the other hand, are entirely built from scratch in a lab. That's like baking a cake from scratch with precise measurements and techniques. Precise, but maybe lacking that natural oomph. Biohybrids, however, are where the magic happens. They combine the best of both worlds. We're talking about integrating those living cells or biological molecules directly into the synthetic network, creating a truly synergistic. We'll get to it. Let's keep building on this.
Okay. And I have another follow-up question. So, what are the typical biological and synthetic components that are involved in it?
Excellent question. The beauty of biohybrids is their remarkable versatility. You can mix and match a whole symphony of biological and synthetic components to create unique materials. On the biological side, we often use things like living cells, tiny factories that can produce specific molecules or perform functions, enzymes, nature's catalysts, speeding up chemical reactions with incredible precision, proteins, workhorses of the biological world, providing structure, transport, and signaling, DNA or RNA. Think of them as the blueprints for life, which can be programmed to create customized biomaterials. Then, over on the synthetic side, we have a toolbox packed with polymers, long chains of repeating molecules, offering a versatile platform for attaching biological components and fine-tuning material properties. Nanoparticles, minuscule bits of material with unique properties like magnetism or conductivity, allowing for further customization and functionality. Hydrogels, water-loving materials that mimic the natural environment for cells, providing a comfy home for our biohybrid buddies. It's like playing with molecular Legos, mixing and matching blocks to create entirely new structures and functionalities.
Oh, sounds really interesting. So, according to you, what is the scientific rationale for combining biological and synthetic domains?
That's a fantastic question. At its core, the rationale for merging biology and synthetic materials boils down to unlocking a new level of performance and functionality that wouldn't be possible with either system alone. Think about it like this. Nature has spent billions of years perfecting biological systems, optimizing them for efficiency, adaptability, and self-healing. On the flip side, synthetic materials offer precise control over structure, reproducibility, and durability. By combining these strengths, we can achieve things like creating self-healing materials that can repair themselves like our own skin, developing biosensors that can detect minute changes in the environment with incredible sensitivity, engineering biocatalysts that can drive complex chemical reactions under mild conditions, leading to more sustainable manufacturing processes, even crafting materials that can actively respond to stimuli like light, temperature, or pH, opening up a world of possibilities for applications like drug delivery or adaptive textiles. It's all about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and finding ingenious solutions to the world's toughest challenges.
Perfect. So let's
I'm
this.
glad it's.
Uh huh. Go ahead.
Sorry, got a little carried away there.
No
Eager to
problem.
see where this podcast takes us next?
Yeah. So let's discuss the application landscape and industrial relevance. So for this, I would like to ask you, like, which industries are currently adopting the biohybrid technologies, for example, biomedical, coatings, or packaging, or something else, according to your experience?
You're really hitting the highlights with those industries. Biohybrids are making waves in a surprising number of sectors. Let me give you a glimpse into some of the exciting frontiers. Biomedical. This is a no-brainer. Biocompatibility and the ability to interface directly with biological systems make biohybrids ideal for things like tissue engineering, drug delivery systems, biosensors, and even artificial organs. Imagine a scaffold for growing new heart tissue or a bandage that releases medication on demand. Coatings. Think beyond your average paint job here. Biohybrid coatings are being developed with properties like self-cleaning, anti-fouling, or even anti-biofilm activity, perfect for marine applications, medical devices, or even keeping your kitchen counters sparkling clean. Right, Hattie? We're all looking for sustainable and biodegradable alternatives to plastics. Biohybrids, with their ability to be tailored to specific degradation timelines and conditions, offer a promising solution for eco-friendly packaging. Think films that dissolve harmlessly in water, or materials that release natural preservatives to extend the shelf life of food. Agriculture. From slow-release fertilizers to biopesticides, biohybrids are revolutionizing agriculture. Imagine plants that can talk to each other, alerting nearby crops to pests or environmental stress, or nanosensors embedded within roots that monitor nutrient levels in the soil. The possibilities are truly bountiful, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. With ongoing research and development, the application space for biohybrids is only going to continue to expand.
Exactly, the possibilities are endless. So, Sarah, can you recall any specific case study or example from your experiences when it comes to biohybrids?
You bet! One that really stands out involved a collaborative project between our research team and a local biotech company. They were working on a new type of wound dressing, and they needed a material that could promote faster healing and reduce scarring. Our team stepped in with a biohybrid approach. Then we combined a hydrogel base, think of it like a soothing gel bandage, with living cells that produce growth factors. Well, These tiny molecular messengers accelerate the healing process by encouraging new tissue formation. The results were remarkable. The biohybrid dressing significantly sped up wound closure and minimized scar tissue compared to conventional dressings, highlighting the transformative potential of this technology for patients. It was incredibly rewarding to see our research have a direct impact on people's lives.
Okay, perfect.
I'm ready for your next insightful question.
So, yes. So, what measurable performance benefits do these biohybrids offer when we look at the conventional materials?
That's a great question because the performance boost is really what makes biohybrids so compelling. Here's where they shine compared to their conventional counterparts. 1. Enhanced biocompatibility. Since they integrate biological components, often show improved biocompatibility, meaning they're gentler on living tissues. Think of it like wearing a comfortable, breathable garment versus a scratchy, abrasive one. Improved functionality. This is a biggie.
Exactly.
By borrowing nature's tricks, we can engineer biohybrids with specific functions built right in. Think self-healing, self-cleaning, or even materials that respond to stimuli like light or temperature.
Great.
It's like opening up a whole new toolbox for material science, right?
Yes, you are right. So let's move to the technical and operational challenges part. So I'll start with the compatibility between the biological moieties and the synthetic matrices. So what's your take on this?
Compatibility, the eternal dance between two worlds. You hit the nail on the head. It's probably the biggest hurdle we face in developing successful biohybrids. Imagine trying to mix oil and water. They just don't want to play nicely together. Similarly, getting biological components like cells or enzymes to happily coexist with synthetic polymers can be tricky. We need to ensure that the synthetic matrix provides a suitable environment for the biological components to thrive. That means considering factors like nutrient supply, waste removal, pH balance, and mechanical stability. It's like creating a tiny, self-sufficient world for our biological guests. We've developed several strategies to foster this harmony, like carefully selecting biocompatible polymers, modifying surface chemistries to encourage cell adhesion, and even incorporating bioactive molecules into the matrix to mimic the natural extracellular environment. It's a constant process of fine-tuning and optimization.
I agree. So, do you recall some issues which are related to the scale up, reproducibility, or the raw material sourcing?
Absolutely. Scaling up production of biohybrids while maintaining their quality and performance is a major challenge. One big hurdle is sourcing consistent, high-quality biological materials. Unlike synthetic polymers, which can be manufactured in large batches with uniform properties, biological components can be more variable and susceptible to contamination. Think about it like baking a cake. You need precise measurements and consistent ingredients for it to turn out right every time. Similarly, making sure we have a reliable and standardized supply of cells or enzymes is crucial for scaling up production. Another challenge lies in developing robust and reproducible manufacturing processes that can handle both the delicate biological components and the synthetic materials. It's like trying to weave a tapestry with threads of silk and steel. You need a delicate touch and a precise approach to ensure everything blends seamlessly. We're making progress in tackling these challenges with advancements in bioprocessing, automation, and quality control techniques. But there's still a lot of room for innovation and collaboration to bring biohybrids to the masses.
I agree. So, what's your take on the stability, processing challenges, and integration into the existing manufacturing workflows? What are the considerations according to you?
You're hitting on a critical point, making sure these biohybrid wonders can actually be incorporated into existing manufacturing setups. Think of it like this. You've got this amazing cutting edge material, but if it requires specialized equipment or toxic chemicals to process, it'll be a tough sell to companies already relying on established workflows. So, ensuring stability during processing is essential. We need biohybrids that can withstand the temperatures, pressures, and handling they'll encounter in factory settings. It's about finding the sweet spot between biological fragility and industrial robustness. That means carefully selecting resilient materials, optimizing processing conditions, and even thinking creatively about how to package and transport these biohybrid wonders. And integrating them into existing workflows, that's about collaboration. We need to work closely with manufacturers to understand their needs, identify potential pain points, and develop tailored solutions. It's not just about the science. It's about making sure this amazing technology can actually be adopted and scaled up for real world applications.
Okay, interesting take. So, talking further about the technical challenges, let's talk about the regulatory considerations for introducing the biohybrids in the commercial products. What's your take?
You're right to bring that up. The regulatory landscape for biohybrids is still evolving, and it can be quite a labyrinth. Since we're blending biological and synthetic components, it's like having to satisfy two sets of regulatory bodies, those governing medical devices and those overseeing traditional materials. It's a bit like navigating two different countries with their own unique customs and laws. One major hurdle is demonstrating the safety and efficacy of biohybrids. We need robust testing procedures to prove that these materials are biocompatible, non toxic, and perform as intended in real world settings. Proving long term stability and performance can also be a challenge, as biohybrids can evolve over time due to their living components. Regulatory agencies are working diligently to develop clear guidelines for biohybrids, but it's a rapidly evolving field. This means staying informed and adaptable is key. We need to be proactive in collaborating with regulators to ensure our innovations meet the highest safety standards and pave the way for wider adoption of these transformative materials.
Okay, let's talk about the other side of this and talk about the future of biohybrids in polymer manufacturing. So, what role will the biohybrids play in the future of high performance materials, according to Sarah?
Now you're talking my language. I truly believe biohybrids are poised to revolutionize high performance materials. Think of it like adding a new dimension to our material toolbox. We're not just limited to tweaking existing polymers, but we can now integrate nature's blueprints for efficiency, adaptability, and self healing into our designs. Imagine self repairing airplane wings that can mend cracks on the fly, reducing maintenance downtime and extending lifespan. Clothing that adapts to changing temperatures, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Building materials integrated with sensors that monitor structural integrity and signal potential problems before they become catastrophic. These are just glimpses into the future. Biohybrids will allow us to create materials that are not only stronger and lighter, but also more sustainable and environmentally friendly. By harnessing nature's wisdom, we can design materials with properties we've only dreamed of, addressing some of the world's most pressing challenges. It's an incredibly exciting time to be in this field.
Interesting. So, Sarah, if I look at the emerging technologies like soft robotics, biocompatible electronics, green electronics, so where do you see the potential of biohybrids in these technologies?
You've picked out some incredibly exciting areas, and biohybrids are poised to play a star role in all of them. Let's break it down. Think of a surgical robot that can mimic the gentle touch of a human hand, or a rescue robot that can squeeze through rubble to reach survivors. Biohybrids can provide the flexibility, adaptability, and responsiveness needed for these next generation soft robots. Green electronics. As we strive for sustainable solutions, biohybrids could be instrumental in creating biodegradable and eco-friendly electronics. Imagine phones and laptops that can decompose safely after their lifespan, eliminating the problem of e-waste. Bio-derived polymers and conductive biomolecules could pave the way for a greener future for electronics. It's a whole new world of possibilities, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of it.
So, Sarah, I'm really enjoying this interesting discussion today. So, let's make it more interesting as I have prepared a rapid fire round for you. So, my first question for you is a natural component that you would love to hybridize with polymers but haven't yet.
All right, all right. Let me see. If I could play mad scientist and blend a natural component with polymers, I think I'd go with graphene. I know. It's not exactly a natural one, technically, but it's derived from graphite, which is found in nature, and it's got this crazy tensile strength. Mix that with the right polymers, and boom, you'd have a material tougher than anything out there.
Great. And next question is the biggest myth about biohybrid materials in manufacturing.
Oh, this is a good one. Most folks think biohybrids are just a fad, like sparkly shoes or something. Like, they think it's all hype and no substance. But let me tell you, this stuff is the real deal. It's going to revolutionize how we make things strong, sustainable, and, dare I say it, pretty cool looking.
Great. So, according to Sarah, which industry will be the first to scale biohybrids commercially, whether it's coatings, packaging, medical, or any of any other?
I'm putting my chips on medical. Think about it. Biocompatibility is already a huge deal there, and the potential for personalized medicine using biohybrids is mind-blowing. Imagine implants that actually integrate with the body or targeted drug delivery systems that are more effective and have fewer side effects. It's the future, baby.
That was quick one. So, according to you, what's harder, achieving stability or compatibility in a biohybrid system?
Ooh, that's a tough one. They're both like trying to juggle flaming chainsaws, but in different ways. Stability is all about keeping those pesky biological and synthetic components from falling apart or reacting in unexpected ways. It's like trying to get a bunch of toddlers to sit still for a group photo. Compatibility is more about making sure they actually play nice together in the first place so they don't like reject each other or start a fight. It's like setting up a play date with kids who have never met before. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay.
You
Last
all
one.
right there? You
Yes.
seem a little lost. What's up?
So,
Might need a
the-
break?
No, no,
Want to
no.
switch gears?
No, so the last question I have you is describe in one word the future of biohybrids in chemical manufacturing. I can help you like adaptive, scalable, or essential or disruptive.
Disruptive.
Great. Quick one. Brilliant. So, Sarah, before we wrap up, what strategic advice would you offer to the chemical manufacturers or the R&D teams looking to explore biohybrid techniques?
All right. Gather round. Chemical manufacturers. Here's the inside scoop from your friendly neighborhood AIDS years. First, don't be afraid to experiment. This is a whole new world, and you're going to have to get those hands dirty. Second, think beyond the lab. This stuff has got to be scalable and practical to make a real impact. And finally, collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. No one has all the answers, so work together and learn from each other. Now go forth and make some magic.
Okay. And are there any frameworks or best practices to follow when initiating a biohybrid material development project?
There's a sense of structured chaos when diving into biohybrids, like mixing oil and water. It's a bit experimental, remember? But some guidelines can help keep that chaos productive. First, define your goal. Don't just slap two things together and hope for the best. What specific problem are you solving? A stronger material? A more sustainable process? Think, what's the why behind this? Next up, pick your partners wisely. Biohybrids need expertise from both the biological and material science worlds. That means talking to biologists, engineers, chemists, get a diverse team together. Third, start small, think big. Don't try to reinvent the wheel right off the bat.
Okay.
Build prototypes, test, analyze, Adjust. That iterative process is key to finding what works.
And what are your final thoughts on the intersection of biotechnology and polymer science before we wrap up?
It's like watching two superpowers finally team up. We're talking a whole new world of possibilities, stronger, more sustainable, and more sophisticated materials than we've ever seen before. It's not just about combining things, it's about creating something entirely new, something that can solve some of the world's biggest problems. We're talking about the future, folks. It's going to be wild. So, ready to unravel more mysteries of the universe another time?
Yeah. So thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Chemstrology podcast series. And a huge thank to Sarah for sharing such valuable insights from current polymer trends to the innovations. And it's clear that the world of polymers is evolving fast, and conversations like this help us stay ahead of the curve. So thank you,
It was
Sarah.
not. It, anytime. Now, go forth and spread the biohybrid love.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Only Trainings on all major social media platforms, and don't forget to subscribe to Only Trainings on YouTube so you don't miss out. We have got an exciting lineup of industry experts, deep dives into specialized topics, and real stories from the front lines of R&D, production, and innovations. And this is Only Trainings, and you can connect with us on LinkedIn or visit onlytrainings.com. And of course, stay tuned for more episodes that spark learning and leadership in the chemical industry. So, thank you, Sarah, for your time, and we hope to see you again in our next episode.
You got it. Can't wait to geek out with you all again soon.